Freaks getting into it. We got the karaoke that's going to pop out for you this morning. Also got some little booty shaking and big booty shaking going on with DJ Cos. We're going to get that in for you as well. Now, we were talking yesterday about the chance that Outkast could come back, and I was explaining that the tour and the reunion tour is really the big business for the AEGs and the Live Nations. Like, if they could put together old school acts that people still got some passion for, they can get it for a lower price point, and they could pack people into a stadium.
Oh, yeah, the throwback shows.
And Outkast is one of them. That's where everybody's looking at it like, if we can get them on a big tour like Missy Elliott, it'll be a win. What it isn't referring to when you say that kind of show is a big deal is the Bow Wow Romeo tour.
What?
Wait, what?
Apparently,
What?
Romeo posted up on his social media, just want to remind y'all about the greatest rap beef ever. It got crazy. And it's Bow Wow and Romeo.
Oh, okay.
And he wants them to go out on a joint tour so they can go out and rehash their whole folklore of 106 and Park.
Doesn't Romeo have to like run a college or something? Like what does
Like
he
Romeo's got a real job?
Yeah, what is he even?
I don't know what he does. Bro, you really think I know what Lil Romeo is doing?
I don't know. You know everything.
I don't know what Lil Romeo is doing these days.
Yeah, they
I'd assume he's working for his dad or something. I don't know, but
I think that they hate each other. Actually,
they could
awesome.
love each other. Do you really think? Like, I know we were shocked to see, wow, Childish Gambino sold out Emily.
I was shocked.
I'm gonna be equally as shocked when Sexy Red comes, and if that's a success, because I just didn't think that they were at that level yet.
Right.
Meg Thee Stallion, kind of knew she was at that level. It was confirmed when she came and did the show.
Yeah.
I would bet my children.
Your children.
Don't do that.
I would bet my kids that
my
they not gonna find 18,000 people that are ready to see Romeo and Bow Wow on concert.
They
not
need
by
other
themselves.
people.
They would have to be on a Scream tour or something like that. Then you could pack it out. But just these two dudes doing, I mean, what they got, like 6 songs between them? But I'm talking about bangers. And you know I love Fresh As I'm Is. I know the discography of Bow Wow, but Lil Romeo got a couple too.
Yeah.
I'll give Bow Wow 5, give Romeo 1.5. We could be out of that before the parking meter even run out.
Is that going to sell out, the amphitheater or Emily's?
It ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
You ain't going to find 18,000 people that want to see them all at the same time. It's not going to happen.
I feel like people will want to see them, but I don't think they're going to pack out stadiums for that.
Yeah.
Just saying. I mean, there's wishful thinking. Because it's not going to happen there, Romeo.
I remember in 2006, Master P was trying to set up like a boxing match between them two in a pay-per-view, and that never got it. I feel like that would get more views than them going on tour together.
Aw, poor Bow Wow.
We're not going to do
poor
that.
Little Romeo.
Now, speaking of somebody else who is in the Atlanta area, yesterday, Rich Homie Quan news hit the world, and it's sad because it's another person lost, especially with the belief of it being an overdose.
Mm-hmm.
The 911 call is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Did you?
I didn't listen to it.
It was one of those situations where you hear it once and you don't really want to hear it again.
Yeah, I know.
Just because his girlfriend and she's calling 911.
She found him, right?
Yeah. Now, according to the 911 call, she basically let him sleep because he fell asleep on the couch.
She put a blanket on him.
Put him a blanket over him because she said it gets chilly in there. And she woke up to take her kid, I think it's their kid, but she woke up to take the child to school, and he was still laying on the couch. And she said he was, not breathing. There wasn't a heartbeat.
He didn't move.
And he had some like foam in his mouth. And so the 911 operator was like, trying to get her to get him flat on the floor so she could walk her through doing some sort of resuscitation. And she was just like, he's not, she was losing it further because she's like, I mean, she was trying to get his dad in on the call, like to guess he was calling at the same time.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to 3-way him in. And they were like, ma'am, we're working on the patient,
saving him,
saving the life that you called about. And then you heard one of the homies come in in the background and help her get him down on the ground. And as soon as he touched him, he's like, man, his heart ain't beating. And it was a heartbreaking call, but it's just like the Fat Man Scoop video. Like, I don't really ever want to see that again.
Right.
I'm glad that he didn't, you could just tell that the life was out of him when he collapsed.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as violent. So I'm glad. I don't want to see it again, but I'm glad that it wasn't a violent falling.
He was doing something that he loved at the same time too.
With his last words being "make some noise."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
doing what he loves.
Kind of a poetic justice kind of thing. But so the 911 call is out there. Now they're probably going to do some sort of toxicology thing, which takes a little bit of time. I had a conversation with Meredith yesterday when the news broke, and I was just like, I know they caught the dude that sold to Mac Miller.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Michael K. Williams, the guy from The Wire, they found the dealer who sold and took his life because there was fentanyl in the hit that he took. But Matthew Perry, they found the whole team, the whole ring of people,
doctors,
with the ketamine queen, and all of them. They found that. I would bet again that they are not going to find the person who is responsible for whatever. I mean, because every time you see an overdose now, you think it's probably something that's fentanyl related.
Yes, I do.
Somebody puts something in there that, took their lives. I can't see them catching it.
Really?
And honestly, it's because I just think hip hop in Atlanta is a little different than the rest of the world. And also on top of that, the fact that watching the YSL trial with the prosecutors from Georgia, they don't seem like really good lawyers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get that vibe from them. So, I mean, if that's the way the investigatory stuff happens in Atlanta, Georgia, then we can all pretty much just say, yeah, this is not going to be a justice thing where they're going to have to dig in and find out, what happened to Quan. But
that hit me a little bit differently yesterday when I found out his passing. Not only was he, in Tampa a lot. I actually had a chance to meet him and hang out with him. I'm sure you guys did too. But he's so young.
Yeah, 34 years.
So young.
Yeah, 34 years old.
Oh my gosh.
So it's definitely sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and man, drugs again. It's just sad to hear that.
The amount of fentanyl though that can kill you, just the tiniest little bit that is being passed around and made and put into all these drugs is so scary.
Said it's like a needle point.
My God.
Like the size of like a little speck.
Yeah.
That can kill a person or a few people.
Right.
But we're talking about just a drop. So I saw somebody with it in a jar, and they was just like, this could mess around and kill a football team. And I was like, what? It was just a little bitty, like almost like a chocolate chip.
Yeah, it's insane.
You know what I'm saying? So and again, who knows what transpired? But he was put into the, I guess, current news cycle because of the YSL trial, because of the whole thing with Woody testifying about the shooting at the barbershop. And so there's been a lot of mention of him. I mean, even with him on the trial, the trial, I told you I've been watching it like it's must-see TV. And when he looked over, because he was asking if Young Thug had an issue with Rich Homie Quan, and he looked past the lawyer, was like, Thug, do you have a problem with Rich Homie Quan? Like, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, this dude Woody is hilarious because he's just like so matter of fact about it. But because of that barbershop issue and the purported beef between him and Thug, he's been mentioned in the trial. Right. And very much so with his new judge, now that they've been going into the Woody testimony and stuff. So it's been a lot of loss, and I'm like, yo, I'm really feeling for the game when you start losing your 34-year. Losing Fat Man Scoop is already hard enough because 53 doesn't seem like old enough for us to lose somebody who's
iconic,
deep in the game. But a 34-year-old guy that it still had time to turn it around. That's sad.
Yeah, and allegedly coming out with new music and talking to, big artists at the same time, planning to do all these music videos. I saw it on X or Twitter yesterday, and it was just a rumor, and I immediately hit you guys up because I was like, bro, this is not good. And then 10 minutes later, it was confirmed.
Yeah, that's sad. Ben just wrote, it's crazy, but as a hip-hop culture, we glamorize the popping pills and sipping lean. It's not cool. Drugs are not cool. These guys need to stop making it look cool.
Yeah.
I'm with J.
agree.
Cole with the whole, like, we need to stop rapping about that. Oh, man.
Yeah,
It's just sad to hear about not just Rich Homie Quan, but anybody that passes away from ODing on drugs, anything drug related.
It's our youth. I mean, we listened to all of his hits growing up. It's crazy.
For real. So there was an X account that was trying to kind of give some love to Rich Homie Quan, and they were listing. It just shows you, even in pain, they were listing the songs, Type of Way, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it put Hit the Quan up there, and somebody wrote under there, "You blanking idiot. He did not make Hit the Quan. Like, you need to go away. You just trying to clout chase."
Right.
Because they were trying to do a rest in peace thing. They might have made a mistake and
messed it up.
listed it. But how you gonna list the songs and you don't even know the song?
Right, you're the
like
rest in
you
peace.
probably wasn't the one to do this one right here. You should have let somebody else do that post.
Easy Google search, sir.
Right, so they kind of let him have it, and I think he's blocked everybody right now. So yeah.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want to support, like, share, subscribe.